No, 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 no. Y'all can't see my terminal. Y'all can't see the answers. I've been doing this entire video. Look at this. My big ass head was it. I'm gonna have to redo this entire video. Hey, welcome back, YouTube. I hope everybody's having a wonderful day today. This is the IT Unprofessional. My name's Kep, and we host this thing around here. Now, if you watch the hook of this fucking video, you will know this is my second recording because whenever I do this and I swap my little camera to go down, this thing right here, that I don't know if you can see me dragging it, it was over the answers. And now we're having to redo. And I only got through the first two, maybe three examples, so it's not like the entire thing. Uh, but nonetheless, bonehead, big dumb mistake. But let's just jump into it. We're gonna slam this camera down where it needs to be, and we're gonna jump into it. So, lesson two, we're starting today. We have four things we're gonna cover. We have function parameters, right, which is right here. We have return patterns, error prevention, which is not error handling, FYI, and code organization. So, with that being said, just as a preface, this is not a teaching channel. I'm not teaching y'all shit. All right. This is just me. I love to do this type of stuff. I love to learn. I think of a ton of ideas, and the thought of taking something that's in my brain and doing some computer stuff like this and turning it into something that I can clickety clack is wildly fascinating for me. I don't know if I'll ever pursue going into dev. I don't have formal education, no bachelor degree, which every job requires these days. I just have a passion for learning, and this shit is super freaking cool to me. So that's why we're here. Now, with that being said, we're gonna jump into it. Um, so my last video did run pretty long, so thankful, kind of, not really, for the whole camera issue. However, whatever. All right. So function parameter pattern. So we have a basic pattern. You define a function name that takes a parameter and you return something. A little, if this is your first time here, I took a 27 Python basic assessment a few videos ago. And what we're covering here are things that I either completely missed. I asked for, hey, I want additional um, education about, or stuff that I got partially right but had some syntax problems. I don't type a lot of code. Again, I don't use this in my day to day. Pretty much a hobbyist, but because of that, I can read through some of it. Not actually, I'm just gonna say some because I'm not gonna say a lot. However, I don't type a ton, so I make a lot of mistakes, or I don't know quite where things go. And if I don't know it, then I don't know it. If that makes sense, right? So we have default parameters. So this one, you have a required parameter and then a default, right? Default is greeting set to hello, which is going to say hello name, whatever you pass through as an argument. Also, if anybody here does know what the hell is going on here, can somebody explain in the comments section what is the difference between a parameter and an argument? My thought process is whenever you're defining or whenever you're writing out your function, these are parameters. All right, whenever you call the function and you pass something in those values, I believe those are arguments. However, I don't know for sure, and I know I could ask this chat or Claude AI, but I'm not going to quite yet because I want to get through the lesson. So, because I am very much, I see a squirrel and we're going to be running that way when we should be running that way. And sorry, my energy's a little ramped up today. I just got back from a really beautiful walk. However, when I keep rambling like this, the videos are going to be 8 hours long, and no one wants to sit here and watch me ramble for 8 hours. So, multiple parameters with defaults. So, as you see, we have three parameters. We have a required one and then some defaults, right? We have so show symbols true and currency. So, next, we're going to have return versus print versus modify. So this is bad. Don't do this. All right. And I'm pretty sure I did this in my assessment, which is why it's here. And actually, I did. I did a function and I had zero, nothing being returned, which means A, it is not reusable. And again, this isn't me teaching, this is me simply expressing and talking through what I'm what I'm looking at as a way to hopefully make sure I know it. I'm taking the transcripts from these things and slamming them into Claude as a way to also check my thought process because that's something it can't do. So here, a good returns a value, a good function returns a value, which makes it reusable. So as you see here, we're calculating the tax based off of price. We're doing price plus a hard 8%, and we get a return of that value. So what else you can do is when you do want to print something, you can say, hey, define this thing, right? This display receipt, tax equals calculate tax, which is a reused function from up here. And your total is price plus tax. So from here you can print, hey, price is set to price and then formatted with two decimal spots. Your tax is the same and then your total is the same, meaning the formatted. So this is something I got wrong in lesson 1. I didn't know what .2f was. And actually, it's the colon .2f. So moving on to error, and I'm going through these quickly because we have hands-on assessments coming up here, and hopefully, well, actually, right after this. So error prevention, not error handling. All right. This is bad, which is probably what I did in my assessment. So we're going to define divide bad, taking two parameters, A and B, and we're returning said value. However, this is going to crash if B is 0 because you can't divide by 0. So what we need to do is put in something that prevents that. Good equals prevents error. So like I said, you can't divide by 0. So if you're trying to take B as 0 using this format, A divided by B, then return none. Or you could say return error or whatever. And then, or if it is not equal to B, do the function and return it. Or better, you can state, if this is 0, can't divide by 0, otherwise run your function and return it. So, all right. So moving on to the hands-on actual coding practice. This says it's going to take me 18 minutes. It's probably going to take me 18 minutes per example. So I am trying my damnedest to keep this under 30 minutes. It's probably not going to happen, but we're going to give it a whirl. All right. For the sake of time, I did go ahead and copy all of the assessments here that I need to do. I still have to write the actual code within each assessment. So moving on to exercise 1A. Create a function that can handle all of these calls. So we have one that says, hey, a function to say just Alice, which is going to be in the required argument space, parameter space. And then we have two additional defaults. However, this first call doesn't use any addition, it's using the one spot. So this is only going to give us one. So with this being said, we're going to back this up. We're going to take pass out of here. And this is actually very simple. We're going to say return, not return, return. We're going to say, and how do we want to do this? So we're going to want the greeting first, right? So let's go greeting, comma, and then we're going to want greeting, so hello, or what some of these say, welcome or hi, comma, name. Can I do this? Name punctuation like that. I don't know if I can do this. I think I may have to separate them with squiggly brackets, but I'm not sure. So with that being said, I'm not using a print statement. Let's see what happens. Oh, no, don't like this. So that tells me I do need to separate it out. So we're going to take this punctuation. We're going to set it to squigglies and delete one of the. You know what? I'm tired of doing things incorrectly. So we're just going to do this right here punctuation in there and then run it back now right here. And again, y'all can see the daggum answers because I moved my camera out the way. Uh, and I'm not too worried about y'all seeing this part because what my camera covers is literally right here, uh, which is why we're formatting it like this. Look, I'm learning as I go with this channel. Okay, just give me some grace there. All right. However, this did return the what we needed it to. So, with that being said, we're gonna take this. Ooh, can I do this? Hang on. Oh shit. Can I do this right here and do? Oh boy. Hell yeah, son. We like that. All right, so moving on to 1B now, which is this. We're going to get this off my screen and get this off my screen. So that way we can just focus on what we need. Let's go ahead and remove this. All right. And we'll set this here. All right, so everything else is comment. It's not even commented out. It's a string. What multi-line string? It's fine. I don't know. Like in SQL, right? You can do what is it? You can do this and then that, and it's like a multi-line comment. I'm not sure what it is in Python. I know you have your pound sign for just your regular line comment. Um, I don't know. We'll learn about it at some point. I'm This is my second cup of coffee. I've had a great walk. We're wired up today. Sorry for. Usually I'm very chill. If you're like, dude, what the kind of crack is this guy on? Usually I'm very chill, mellow, if you will. But we're wound up today. So moving on, we're going to 1B, which is right here on your screen. Build a function that calculates total price with the tax. We're going to have 3 calls here. One that just sets for what I assume is price. One that does price and then a tax rate. And then one that has price, tax rate, and a true, which tells me there's going to be something set to fall. It's right here in front of me. Right. So we have a calculate total, price, tax rate, which is a default, and a show breakdown, which is also a default set to false. So what we need to do is take out all this. So because we have a true false value here, which tells me it's going to be if true do this, otherwise do this. So that tells me we are going to need an if statement. But how are we going to write this out? So we know for sure that I need to do, at the very minimum, I need to find the tax. I need to find the total, which is tax plus price. And then I need to have a way to break it down and print, right? So that tells me I'm going to need a tax, which is going to be price times the tax rate. I'm going to need a total, which is set to the price plus the tax, right? I need a tax underscore breakdown, which is going to be, let's just do an F string. So what would we do here? What do we type? Tax is, and then we'll do price times. Oh, what the hell did I? Oh, wow. Oh, F11 is to make VS Code full screen. I guess that's almost everything. But here, Let's go tax rate. So this shows you the tax breakdown. Maybe I'll just say breakdown. Breakdown. But breakfast sounds good right now, dude. I want some breakfast. And then we have total underscore breakdown. And that's going to be equal to total breakdown is going to be price. Gosh darn it. Price plus tax. Okay, so we have some variables of each one. Total here, tax breakdown, total. So since we have these variables now, we're gonna do if show breakdown, and this is gonna say I'm not gonna have any other logic. This says if show breakdown, which to my knowledge is saying it's equal to a true value, then we need to print tax breakdown. We need to print total breakdown, return total, and then we return the total. Else, all we got to do is just return the total, right? Well, let's take a look here. Play. Okay, so a couple things, right? So the first one, $100, and that's using the default 8%. So that would be $8 plus 100, 108. So the values themselves are correct. However, we're not getting the correct format. Tax breakdown, total breakdown, and again, the total. And I guess I could do return F string your total is and make it kind of nice, but for the sake of wanting to understand, what if I do something like this? If I do here dot to F, and the same thing with here dot to F. Your total breakdown here dot to F. Can I just copy this like this and make this much simpler than I want? Then in order to get it to format in my returns, your total is, and then we'll take this, not the one I needed. We're going to bracket it up and then paste it. And then the same thing here. I think that's going to be good there. So let's run it back. Oh, unterminated F string. Oh, you got to be able to close it down. So let's clear, get a nice fresh term. Look at that. Look how pretty this is, y'all. And I guess I could, do something like this. You know what I'm saying? Make it real nice and pretty. Okay. I think we got that one. All right. And I'm glad you are able to see all these answers. All right. All right. So moving on to exercise 2, we're gonna have two exercises of return pattern mastery. Now it says it's 6 minutes. It ain't gonna be no 6 minutes. So this function prints but doesn't return. We need to fix it. So let's see what happens. Do I need to read through? So we have two separate ones. So define analyze scores bad, which takes one parameter, or I guess argument in this case. Highest equals max scores, lowest equals min scores, average equals the sum of scores divided by the count of scores. Print F highest low equals lowest, average equals average rounded or to the 1 decimal spot. But there is no return. So what if we Do I need to return all of those? Because all I got to do is something like this, I believe. Return F here, here, boom, just like that. So now we're going to return it, right? Um, results equals analyze scores, which is this one and that one. All right. Well, let's test it out. Oh, hang on. I got a. Oh, yeah. Hang on. Remove that. There we go. No. Results high. Oh, here. Something. Okay. So let me just run it. Let me do all of it before we test each function. Your improved version that returns a dictionary. Okay. I haven't worked with dictionaries in these lessons yet, so return a dictionary with high, low, and average keys. This makes the data reusable. All right. So I think we're going to use similar here, except for we're going to use. Okay, so let's 6 minutes my ass. It doesn't realize it's working with me. Okay, so we're tabbed in the correct spot. So your improved version returns a dictionary. So our test scores, we're taking scores, test scores, we're calling it with these scores here. Okay, so because we need a dictionary, we're going to say, hey, I don't know if this is going to be possible, but this is what my brain's thinking. So I can't do that. So, what if I call it the dictionary grades, and we're going to open up a dictionary, and we're going to say, hi. Oh, hang on. Hi. God bless America. Hi here is equal to max scores. I wonder if I can do this. Here is going to be low. That's set to min scores. And then average, or let's see, average. And can we set this to sum scores divided by the count of scores? Like that. If I use av, I do need commas in dictionaries. That's right. So, but based off this gives me a reusable high is a key, low is a key, and average is a key, and they are equal to a value. The value uses a built in function against whatever is given to us. So this should be reusable here. So now test and use the returned data. So here's our test scores. Results equal analyze scores, which are both of our functions. Let's go ahead and clear that. Test scores. Print F, the highest score was results. So we're calling the variable results here. So what this is doing, so my confusion is results are here, which is going to return either this I don't think you need here. Ooh, hold up. We got here and here. I don't know if you can have, I think we are going to need single quotes like that. Let's see. Nope. So this is something here. So typically, what if we do here? What if we do uh high score? Oh no, because this is the one you have to do. I was gonna say set that high score to a. Oh, I didn't return anything here. So my thing, I'm returning this. I'm returning grades. I'm going to test out, make sure my logic is good for these. No, 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 no. No, here. I don't think I've ever tried to access a dictionary because you typically, right, it would be high equals, and then it would be what results here, not bracket here, and then you call whatever key you want, and then you would print high. And then that should return results high. Results are whatever's being returned out of here. So if I do here, what does this give me? 96, which gives you the high score out of both. So this is somehow what I got to put into here. Oh, oh, ooh, ooh, ooh. My friends and I make ape noises when we get excited, so don't mind us. What if we do this right here? Boom, or this, and then this, and then we take results, take that out, results here. We are using an F string, so I think we're gonna have to. We are gonna have to do what I need, but result is gonna be high. High. I don't think this is going to work because it's within an F string, but we are within a print statement. So maybe not. Let's see. Is this going to error? It does. Okay. So can we just wrap all of this in curlies? I think this is going to be the same thing. Oh, dude, I don't. The highest score was. So we're index valuing based off the. Again, I don't know if that's the right terminology, but. Oh. Oh, hang on. Look at that. Oh, I don't like the brackets. I don't like the brackets. So because we used a comma, we're now calling, ha, we did it. We did it. We did it. All right. Where there's a will, there is a way. All right. So on to the next one, 2B, which is here. We need to separate calculation from display. So write two functions. One, calculate BMI, which is weight and height, returns BMI number. Display BMI report, taking two parameters, prints nice report. All right. Does it give me the? Okay, so it's just height times weight. Height times weight. Return just the number, and then use calculator BMI and print a nice report. Include BMI category, less than 18.5 underweight, 18.5. Okay, so let's get this first one done here, which is simply just height and weight, which should look just simply calculate So, drawing a blank. Answer, I guess we just call it BMI, not DMI. BMI equals weight. Hello, weight divided by height. Return BMI. All right, just like that. Now we need to use calculate BMI of, this is going to be, I believe that's going to be an if statement. Basically, like if this, else if this, otherwise do this. Or elif, not else if. Else if is PowerShell. Elif is Python. Use calculate BMI and print a nice report. So do we do something like, I haven't used the function within a function. That was up here earlier somewhere in the lesson though. I think right here. Tax equals calculate tax, which is up here, price. So if I take this right here and say BMI equals this, then I can say if BMI, yeah. So if BMI is greater than 25, print or return, or am I, this right here, the answer is that should print nice report, although I can use a return for that. So here, you are fat. Okay. And before anybody gets their panties in a wad, we're a big boy over here. All right. So don't come at me with your BS. Elif BMI is less. Yeah, God bless America. Less than, what is it, 18.5? Return F here. You are skinny. And then else, which is going to be everything within those two. Are we doing equal to, where's our instructions? If you are less than 18.5. Oh, I guess I should do print, hey, you are underweight or overweight. No, we're going to use ours. Else return F string. You are normal. Now, if anybody is watching this long, which is doubtful, and if this terminology upsets you, I'm not like super sorry. Like I'm cautious of feelings, but like, come on, man. Like these are just words. And if you are very upset, go watch somebody else. All right. Okay. So I don't know if this is going to work or not, but we are going to try it. So let's see. Oh, oh, oh! Something didn't work. Something didn't work. Why? Let's see. Display BMI. Weight, height. We're using the BMI is equal to this function here, which is returning BMI. Look, I call people fat or skinny, and y'all get to call me dumb. It's a fair trade off. All right? Very fair. Something within this, I believe. This is where. All right. Let's just do. Let's wrap this one real quick. Calculate BMI is set to BMI value down here. So display BMI report is here. So nothing's actually calling calculate BMI right now. Is it because I'm returning here? Well, if I don't have a return, then it returns none. So this right here is essentially saying BMI value equals BMI, which BMI equals the weight divided by the height. So what if can I just do this where I say comment and then print BMI value? Okay, so I am getting something out of that. So let's do that. So we know that's for sure working. So now, what do I got to do to get this working? So if it's greater than 25, you are fat. If it's less than 18.5, you are skinny. And then anything within that range, you are normal. And again, I'm fat. Get over it. BMI equals calculate BMI. Is it because I'm so we've tested this BMI value does print, but why doesn't this one? And A, shouldn't this print right here even though this doesn't? Oh no, because I don't have a print BMI value. That's right. So display BMI report uses calculate BMI and prints a nice report. What am I doing wrong here? Print. Should this be print? Let's see. Print F here. Okay. I mean, it did it. It's fine. I got it to work. But I thought I needed to do a return. Return F, right? Did I have it not formatted right? Return F. Oh, I'm not using a variable, am I? So I don't need an F statement here because there is no. It's just this. Is this going to give me the same return? No. Okay. Disregard that. So I did just need I just needed to do Prince. Wow. Um, very good. Now I know, I guess, or at least I'm on the path to knowing. Here. Very good. All right. Well, the more you know, chat. All right. So if you can't tell by the change in lighting here, exercise 3 is going to be a separate video. Um, a few things to count on here are touch base on. I very much don't know what I'm doing, right? I'm doing this as a learning journey, which led to me learning after an hour and a half that the Claude AI curriculum I'm using tasked me on question 3 to do something that wasn't necessarily impossible, except for I didn't know the built-in function it was expecting me to use. And after a lot of trial and error, and that's going to be a next week's video. It's going to be specific to episode or question 3 for lesson 2. It's very much, it was basically saying, hey, try to do a type check. And if it's a certain type, then do this or that. And it told me specifically not to use a try and accept block, which is what I felt was needed. And ultimately it was, in order to get to the answer. However, there was a lot of struggle, but I don't want to just cut it and not show, because that is the raw learning experience of what I'm doing right now. So, for the sake of time, we're gonna go ahead and cut this video short, and just do questions 1 and 2. If you made it this long, I really do appreciate you being here with us. If you like the content, be sure to like and subscribe. All the things YouTubers are supposed to tell you, I'm trying to incorporate that somehow. Anywho, I appreciate you watching, appreciate your time, and we will catch you on the very much of a struggle bus that is episode 3 on the next one. Y'all have a good one.